Ronnie, you know about me, and everybody that follows Super 70 sports with any type of closeness knows that I love my defunct franchises. I love the Seattle Supersonics. I love the Houston Oilers. I love the Hartford Whalers, which you can see behind me right now. And the team that I love most of all that we've lost, you can look on the shelf behind me as well, and you'll see Andre Dawson there next to Dale Murphy. Montreal Expos, I just have a kinship for that franchise, Ronnie. I saw them at Riverfront Stadium in 1983. I just fell in love with the uniforms, the players, Tim Raines, Dawson, Gary Carter, Steve Rogers, all of those type of guys. I've even been featured on the cover of the Montreal Gazette wearing an Expos cap, Ron. So don't get my hopes up, is what I'm saying, because Montreal is still trying, God bless them, to get a major league team back. And as much as I want to see it, I feel like I'm just being teased. I feel like I've got a delicious steak that's being held under my nose, but there's no plate, there's no utensils. I'm not actually going to get to cut into it and taste it, Ron. It's almost cruel at this point.
Dude, I am right with you. When I was a kid, I remember I got a Montreal Expos t-shirt because it just seemed like, wow, it's a team that's not from the United States. Because back then, I don't think I really processed, like, Montreal's not that far. Like, there's other places that were farther from Columbus, Ohio than Montreal, Quebec. But in my mind, it was this extravagant, far-off land. And they have a baseball team. And, oh, wow. So I'm with you, dude. Like, if they come back, I say we go, we did opening day for the Cubs. I say we do opening day for Montreal. And we do the show together in Montreal.
100%. I'll do it. I mean, I went and saw a couple of games at Olympic Stadium back in 2014. There hadn't been a game there in 10 years. Their last year in Montreal was 2004. They hadn't played a game there in 10 years. They played Blue Jays and Mets, played a couple of games there. I got tickets, went up there. Met Ellis Valentine, who I now consider to be a friend. Their first time that I'd ever met Ellis in person. And it was a hell of an experience being able to go inside that stadium, because that's one that I thought the chance is gone, right? The Astrodome. You know how bad I still want to get inside the Astrodome, right? I just want, the Big O, it was over. There was no way. And then suddenly you find out, hey, MLB, they're going to play some games. Because at that time, Montreal had some momentum, it seemed. And MLB is playing some games in Montreal. And it felt like at that time, a little over 10 years ago, that the Expos returning was something that, maybe it might happen. Now, Ron, when you hear cities being bandied about, Montreal really doesn't get mentioned. I think the two that I've heard the most
Nashville and
in
Salt Lake,
recent
right?
times are Nashville and Salt Lake.
Yeah,
exactly. And, you've got a connection to both.
To both, yeah.
There. So how would you feel? I know that we've talked about it. We've well documented the fact that you're a commie who doesn't love baseball. But how would you feel about Nashville getting a major league team?
I mean, it wouldn't register with me personally. I mean, I wouldn't go to games.
See, wasted on the people of Nashville. Shut up,
no,
Ron.
wasted on me.
Wasted
on me.
On the people of Nashville. Wasted. Look at this motherfucker. Look at the motherfucker in the box here. Look at this. Look at this asshole. Wasted on him. Wasted on him. You need to give it to some French-speaking motherfuckers who will appreciate it, is what I say. And I loved it. When I was at Olympic Stadium, the guys sitting next to me, they were speaking French. I'm sitting there watching the game, and they're over here next to me, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, this is awesome.
Did you say we every once in a while?
It was the most.
We.
Yeah, we. Yeah. Some guy came up to me in the concourse and asked me a question. I mean, at least I assume it was a question because, like no matter what language you're in, a question sounds like a question.
Right.
He was just like, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, I think that's a question. And I just looked at him and I said, no Francais, which I don't even think is the right way.
You clearly didn't look then like you look now, because they would never mistake you for a Frenchman at this point. So.
Alouette, John say Alouette. I think I look more French than ever. I look like I could be kayaking through Quebec about 150 years ago with a dead animal on my head.
Coonskin hat. Well, coonskin
That's
cap.
how I see it. Well, all right, Ron. Well, we're at the juncture now where I have to lean in with great interest, but also with some trepidation, tilt my head slightly and say simply, what the fuck, Ron?
Ricky, I understand what it's like to be a fan, and as we've discussed, I'm just such a big fan of Ohio State. Like, I love Ohio State. It gives me great joy.
Here we go.
Gives me great joy.
What the fuck here? All right, where are we going? I'm already drawn in. If there's Buckeye,
but there is a point.
To this in
there's
any way, shape, or form.
There is no connection other than personally. I'm just saying I love Ohio State. But you know what I would never do, Ricky? After we lose a game that I don't think that we should lose, I wouldn't find Brian Hartline, because he's our offensive coordinator. I wouldn't find his house with a group of my rowdy friends and egg his house. I wouldn't do that. I absolutely wouldn't do it. I might be mad. I might be like, we need to fire him. But I would never actually go find his house and egg his house. But that's not true.
Would you light a bag of poop on fire?
No, I wouldn't.
On his porch?
Absolutely. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I know where to draw the line. But there are a group of fans of the Eagles who were not very happy with what your Bears did to the Eagles last Friday.
Kevin Petula.
So they found...
Get the fuck out of Philly, go Birds, dickhead.
They found offensive coordinator Kevin Petula's house in New Jersey and proceeded to egg it. And dumbly film it.
That looks like a pretty good arm. I mean, they're getting it out there further than Jalen Hurts.
That's your take. That's your take on
well,
this.
I'm just saying. I mean,
well, pretty impressed with this.
Makes it look like that's. I mean,
the spin he put on that egg.
Saying,
the spin he put on that egg was great.
I mean, I don't know how far can you throw an egg. I will be the one to tell you, I've never egged anything. Okay, I was not one of those assholes. I didn't go out on Halloween and TP someone's house or egg.
Knock over mailboxes.
It's never my style. Never knocked over a mailbox.
No,
I never vandalized shit.
Nope.
Because to me, that's just one of the biggest asshole things you can do. I mean, you're going so far out of your way to be an asshole, to go egg somebody's house or just go make any kind of a mess at their house. I mean, honestly, the punishment for that, whatever the punishment is, I hope they get caught. And whatever the punishment is, I hope that it is stiff, because that is so asinine and stupid, and there's no room for that, man. That just grinds my gears in all seriousness. That's just completely uncalled for. You're an idiot. You're just an idiot.
Well, especially when it's because you're mad because the team that you root for didn't perform the way you want them to. Like, it's just like, what is wrong with you?
Are you going to like him again next week? Are you going to come and clean his shit up? Like if they score 40
most grass?
Points,
I'm mowing your grass, dude.
Yeah.
You did great. I'm going to mow your grass.
Yeah. You're going to make it up. You're going to make it up to him. You're going to offer to run to Walgreens and pick up his prescriptions for him or anything like that. Idiots.
I mean,
it is Philadelphia, however.
It is.
With all respect to our friend Ricky Ricardo, who we love, but Ricky would tell you, he knows, he sees what goes on in that town. Philadelphia fans, they're different, bro. They're different.